Okay, superstars, welcome to our incentive trip kickoff call. We have some great speakers for you tonight who are going to share a little bit about their journey this past year with Pampered Chef and create some belief that all of you can do this. Every single one of you can earn an incentive trip with Pampered Chef in 2021. We're also going to go over all of the details, make sure you understand how the points are earned. I'm going to show you a couple of different scenarios of how you can put the puzzle together to earn the trip. And Steve is also going to give you some very practical tips that you can implement right now in the last 16 days of December, because the month isn't over. We can work our businesses all the way till December 31st. If it was February 15th, would you be calling it quits? No. If it was April 15th, would you be calling it quits? No. How many of you bought something in the last week that was not a Christmas present or having anything to do with Christmas? Me too. I am doing so much shopping right now online and none of it has to do with Christmas whatsoever. So remember that people still want to buy our products. As a matter of fact, the more they are in the kitchen cooking and baking, the more they realize the need for what we have to offer. So this week, next week, the following week are great weeks to have parties and to be selling. And Steve's going to talk to you about some of those things. So first, I am going to make sure every single one of you knows exactly where your next destination vacations could be or will be, and give you all the details. Just in case you missed the email, we're going to go over that first. So let me make sure I turn this sound up. And this might be loud, guys. Get ready. Okay. And give me 1 second. Oh. All right, who's excited? Are you guys excited? Show me in the chat where you already have your sites set to go in, we'll actually be traveling in 2022. I want to hear from you in the chat. Who wants to go for Puerto Rico? Who's setting their sights on Texas? I am having trouble with the screen shares tonight. Okay, so I can't see the chat. I'll have to go back and look at that in a second. Here is some really exciting news. These are the points requirements. Is that the screen you guys are seeing? Adele, I can see you. Nod your head up and down if you see the points. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So every year, Pampered Chef evaluates the cost of the trips, what the business is looking like, and determines if it's time to increase the points. And I have to be honest, most years there is a point increase. And the exciting news is that this year they did not raise the points that we need to achieve or to earn this incentive trip. How exciting is that? So let me see some excitement in the chat about that. Like everything else in the world goes up, the incentive points requirements did not go up this year. That is super awesome. And then this is what you might find very interesting to know. And I'm going to stop share for 1 second. Okay, so let's take 2020 out of the equation altogether, because this was a crazy year, right? Like it started off kind of normal, and then April hit and things just went crazy through the roof. And now we're actually a little bit, trying to build our momentum back up. So let's take 2020 off the books for a second. Did you know that in 2018 and in 2019, consultants that earn incentives trips on average earned those trips in 8 months? In 2018 and 2019, consultants earned their trips and on average in about 8 months. All it takes is focus, belief, and determination. And here's the even better news. It's double dip December. So that means each and every consultant actually has 13 months to earn this incentive trip. That is just nuts. Pampered Chef has never done that before. They've done double sales points in the past. I've seen that. But the way the double dip December works this month is every single point is doubled. Every dollar that you sell in December counts for 2020 incentive trip, and it also counts for 2021 incentive trip. Every new consultant on your team that reaches their 1250 and qualifies, you get 3,000 points for that for this year and for next year. When you promote this month to team leader, director, advanced director, senior director, executive director, senior executive director, national executive director, you get points for both this incentive trip and next incentive trip. That's why it is so important not to check out the rest of December, because this is not just about you earning an incentive trip in 2021. It's about you earning a commission check, and it's about you possibly even earning the next level incentive trip that right now, maybe you're thinking, I don't know if I can do that. By the end of this call, we believe that you will believe that you can earn the elite level trip next year. So let's very quickly go back through how you earn points. There we go. There are 5 ways to earn these points. First, sell products. Every dollar that you sell is a point. You sell $500, you get 500 points. You sell 5,000, you get 5,000 points. When you build your team, you earn 3,000 points for every new consultant that qualifies during the earning period. And so here's what's really exciting about that. If you have a new consultant on your team that hasn't yet qualified, work with them to help them get qualified this month, because you will get those 3,000 points for 2020 and you'll get those 3,000 points for 2021 as well. And if you're a new consultant that hasn't yet qualified, you're going to get your 3,000 points this month, but they will count for next month as well. And the reason why you want to do it in December versus January is because you have that time clock ticking of new consultant rewards. And when you hit the 1250 level, you know that you earn that 10-inch nonstick stainless steel skillet. Oh wait, nope, sorry, 8-inch fry pan. I was jumping ahead of myself. And you're halfway to that 10-inch non-stick stainless steel fry pan as well. All right, third way to earn points is meet paid as requirements. For every month you meet the paid as requirements for team leader through national executive director, you'll earn points towards the trip. These points can be earned every single month in the earning period. And listen to this, they are based on your performance for that month, not your title. So that means you actually get the points in the month that you meet the requirements, not when your title changes the first of the next month. So when you promote to team leader or director this month or advanced director, you're going to get the points for this month and again for next month. That is so awesome. All right, so here are the points that you can earn at each career level. Like we said, it starts out at the team leader level and you'll earn 500 points when you're paid as a team leader. That means you personally have recruited 2 people and each of those consultants are active with $150 in sales or more. You have personal sales of at least $750, and collectively you and your 2 consultants sell $2,500. So between the 3 of you. And then you promote to director when you have 5 consultants on your team. Now those 5 consultants can show up in any position. You could have recruited 1 and that 1 person recruits 4. You could have recruited 2 and they've each recruited a couple. 5 consultants, everybody's active with 150 in sales. You have at least 750 and you and your 5 consultants at least sell $5,000 and you promote to director, and that gives you 1,000 points. Advanced director, 1,500, senior director, 2,000, and it goes up from there. And you get those points every single month that you are paid at one of these career titles or higher. Now, this is a very special way to earn points, and this is only for a consultant today that is at the consultant level, senior consultant, or team leader level. If that's you, tell me in the chat. Say, I'm a consultant, I'm a senior consultant, I'm a team leader, because these points are for you. Ready? When you promote to director, or re-promote during an earning period. So if you were a director and you've dropped back, you're going to receive director promotion points, a one-time deposit of 5,000 points to celebrate your promotion. Points for re-promoting will count for the earning period only if the consultant didn't hold a director title at the start of the earning period. So that will be all of you. If you don't hold the director title today, then you can qualify for these points. And the 5th way is by developing directors. You earn up to 6,000 points for each new director on your personal team who promotes in this will be 2021, sorry about that, and meets the paid as requirements in their promotion month and the 2 months following. And you're going to see how this plays out in a couple of different scenarios in just a couple of minutes. So as you move through the career plan and promote to an upper level leadership position, you get points for helping others be successful as well. Okay, so let's break it down. Now stick with me, guys. I know that numbers can overwhelm some people, but don't check out, just stay with me, and we're going to look at a couple of different scenarios of how these trips could be earned. And let's talk about the thing that we all do every day: sell our products. You can actually earn a trip through sales alone. The first level trip is 60,000 points. To earn those 60,000 points, you would have to sell $5,000 in sales a month. Now, that doesn't include December. That's January through December 2021. That works out to earning at least $1,250 to $1,350 in commission. If you're a brand new consultant, the max commission that you're earning right now is 25%. But in just 3 months, you will earn your raise of a 2% commission override by reaching that $15,000 in career sales if you're doing these $5,000 in sales a month. And then you'll start earning $1,350 in commission each month that you sell 5,000. $5,000 in sales is done in about 10 parties a month. And that's based on the national average of $500 a party. Now, you all are superstars, and you as an organization have a much higher show average. So a really good tip for you is to go look at your show average and figure out how many parties do you personally need to do a month to sell those $5,000? On average, if we book 4 parties a week and account for some overage, because we know not every single party is successful, and sometimes we have $1,000 party and sometimes we have $100 party, but booking 4 parties a week to give you 16 parties a month will net you that average of 10 parties at $500 in sales. And I'm sure you have all heard, every 4 add 1 more. 4 parties a week typically brings in 1 new consultant a week. And you're going to hear me say average. You'll hear Steve say average. We say 4 parties a week is average because that is average. Running 4 parties a week typically takes a consultant about 2 to 3 hours a week total. That is a very, very part-time job, very easy to manage right alongside a full-time job and another career. Some of our directors and Steve and myself, we're doing 16 parties a week sometimes. So believe me when I say 4 parties a week is average. Any one of you can do this. And when you are focused on building a team and following the systems that we have in place, 16 parties a month typically nets 4 recruits a month. Now watch this. When you recruit 4 consultants a month to your team and they all qualify, that would be 144,000 points. And add in your sales of $5,000 a month, and you have just earned level 2 elite. Can you imagine that for 1 second? Picture yourself laying on the beach or at a swim up bar with Steve and I, having some cocktails or drinks, whatever. It's all inclusive, so you can drink whatever you want, as much as you want of it, and celebrating this level 2 achievement. But let's trim it back a little bit. Let's say that 4 new consultants a month is, that scares you. You've never recruited anyone before and you can't even imagine doing that. Let's just say you're doing these 4 parties a week and you really start to hone your recruiting skills and you do 1 new consultant a month. That would equal 36,000 points. You're still in Puerto Rico with us. When you add in your sales, you've earned level 2. And then we didn't even add in promotion points, because when you're recruiting 1 person a month, you're promoting to director, they're probably promoting to director. You're both getting all of these, the consultants from your team promoted to director, you're all getting these promotion and paid as points, and everybody's in Puerto Rico together having a blast. All right, so let's be a little bit more modest, okay? Let's say you are just a brand new consultant, or maybe you've been doing this and you've got a lot of extra things going on in your life. You still want to earn a trip, but you just are not ready or willing to work at the level that we're talking about. Let's just go for the 60,000 points. And let's say that you're doing 2 parties a week, or maybe you're doing 4 parties every other week and you're selling 2,500 a month on average. That's 30,000 points. 2,500 is, very doable. Again, it's 4 parties every other week, 2 parties a week. I would personally do 4 parties every other week, just to work smarter, not harder. 2,500, not a big deal to do. And let's say in January, you haven't really, like, you're just starting to learn about recruiting and sharing the opportunities. So you haven't promoted in level yet, and you're not getting any paid as points this coming January or this December. But you've started to implement what you learn about recruiting in January, and in February, you promote to team leader and you get those 500 points. And then you really get comfortable with this and you're rocking and rolling. You're so excited about what Pampered Chef can do for other people. So in March, you promote to director and you're paid at your level. March through December, that's another 10,500 points. And probably when you promote to director, I mean, the chances are really, really high that you're going to qualify at least 7 new consultants throughout the entire year if you start that recruiting in January, because it's pretty easy to do that. That gives you 61,500 points, and you have earned the trip to Austin, Texas, working a very modest, doable business. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. Okay, so now let's really quickly look at 3 achievers from this past year. Let's look and see how they actually earned their incentive trip. These are their real numbers. So consultant A is a level 1 achiever. In January, this consultant submitted $401. In February, this consultant did not submit anything. Has anybody ever missed a month not submitting anything and maybe given up on earning an incentive trip? You do not have to give up. We want you to be active every month because we want you to achieve the goals that you're setting and earn the income that you wanted to earn when you joined. But you don't have to give up just because you fall a little short one month. In March, this consultant got refocused, submitted 1664. April, staying focused. Something happened in April. This consultant started recruiting. And look what happened in May. This consultant promoted to director, qualified a consultant, got the 5,000 for promoting, got the 1,000 for paid ads, got the 3,000 for qualifying a consultant, and submitted over $3,600 in sales. Then in June, paid as director. July, another consultant paid as director. August, another consultant qualifies, paid as director. And this consultant helps someone else promote to director. So this consultant got 2,000 promotion points. And then look, in September, paid as an advanced director, 1,500 points. Rolling in. December still to be decided, but very slow start and still earned the level 1 trip. Really started right here in March. You guys have 13 months to do this. Let's look at consultant B, a level 2 achiever. Consultant B was not a consultant in January, not a consultant in February, not a consultant in March, not a consultant in April. Joined the end of May, but didn't start the business until June. First parties in June. Submitted 16,000. Guess what this consultant did? 4 parties a week from the very beginning. And it doesn't matter if you're a brand new consultant today or have been in this business for a while, you can start with 4 parties a week any day you decide. That's how you're going to move forward in your business. Qualified a consultant in their first month, got the 3,000 points, promoted to director. Look at the points rolling in. Promoted to advanced director. Earned level 2 with over 126,000 points and didn't start the business until June. 7 months. And finally, let's look at consultant C. Consultancy was an elite achiever this year, earned the highest trip. In January, strong seller, 54.35, doing 4 parties a week. February, again. March, again, something happens in March. She started recruiting, so she promoted to team leader in April and then promoted to director in May. Look at the points rolling in again. Advanced director. Did you see a trend? All of these consultants promoting through the career plan. When you focus on earning a trip, it affects your entire business. You can certainly earn that trip at the consultant level, selling $5,000 a month. When you start to go for those upper level trips and moving through the career plan, you're going to see success all around. So right now, it's my great honor to introduce you to new senior director, just promoted to senior director on December 1st, and has a very inspirational story. This is Lorraine Reed, and I'm just not going to spill any beans. I'm going to let her take it away. Thanks, Lorraine.
Hey, Stacy. Thanks so much for asking me to share a little bit today. So for those of you that don't know me, as Stacy mentioned, my name's Lorraine, and yes, I promoted to senior director on December 1st, which was exciting and way beyond my wildest dreams for my first 7 months with Pampered Chef. So just a quick history. I joined the Pampered Chef in 1998 to make about $500 a month so I could stay home with my now 27-year-old, which dates me very quickly. But that was my initial reason for doing this. I went up to the executive level, had been with Pampered Chef for about 16 years, earned every single trip that was offered, and was just completely excited and motivated about the business. And then unfortunately, fortunately, actually, I got a divorce and just realized I needed to kind of revamp my life in a way that would guarantee me a certain level of income and guarantee me retirement and health insurance, which I would lose through the divorce. So I quit Pampered Chef. I was really, really unhappy doing that, but ultimately at that time, it was the best decision for me. So my kids could have, a mom that was at work, came home, at work, came home, since this is a new environment for all of them. So I went back to my full-time job with the federal government, and about 3 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. He found out in January of the year that he passed away, 2017, and he ended up dying in August of the same year. So it was a very, very quick situation for him. I guess kind of thankfully in that regard, because he truly wasn't the man he was. He was 6'5" and almost 280 when he died. He was under 110. So he had a tough end of his life. But he always kept his wit about him. So on his final days, he was in hospice, and he gathered all of us around, all of his kids. And he said a quote that really kind of threw me, because I had heard it before, but my dad wasn't necessarily a quote kind of guy. And he said, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And he retired when he was 38 years old. And he always kept his finances in a row, and he had the expectation that us kids would do the same thing. But times change, and we didn't necessarily look at retirement the same way he did. He passed away 1 month after he got his very first retirement check, and he really didn't want to collect retirement until he turned 65. So ultimately, he realized he made some mistakes along the way, and he didn't want his kids to make the exact same mistake. So he said, you need to retire the moment that you have the opportunity. And at first, when your father is in hospice, you hear what he's saying, but it kind of just, goes away kind of thing. And after he passed away, and after I had time to kind of reflect upon it, and I happened to be in a retirement class with the federal government, I went to the course, and the person said to me, the trainer said, you could retire at 55, which I was like, whoa, 55, because I'm 49. You can retire at 55 if from this point forward, you can put an additional $850 into your thrift savings account. And I thought, wow, that's so exciting. And then I felt defeated in the exact same moment. So I sat back for a while and kind of sulked more than anything. And I actually did a part-time job real quick and realized, nope, that's not for me. I was working for somebody else. They were telling me when to come, when to go, how much I was going to make. And I was talking to a friend about it. She's like, Lorraine, what are you thinking? She's like, what about the Pampered Chef? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to go back to, I mean, I love Pampered Chef, but I didn't necessarily want to go back to it. And then I had been kind of, it was on my radar. So I kept telling Stacy, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. And she continued to contact me probably for a good 6 months. And I had a pending elective surgery that got rescheduled because of COVID. And she's like, then you got to start now. And I thought, oh, gosh, I've been putting her off all this time. I might as well just have a party and let's see what happens. Well, my party was, I think, April 4th, and it was incredibly successful. She said, of course, invite every single person that that whole kind of thing. And I did. I really invited a ton of people. I ended up having like 28 orders. The party was $2,500. And only 5 people that I thought would ordered, and the rest were just random people that I invited on Facebook. So I always tell that story to my host because it's the truth, and I want to encourage them to think outside of the box. So Stacy's like, of course, you have to sign up. So I did, of course, and that was like the second week in April, and I just kind of hit the ground running, doing about 5 to 6 parties a week. I do work full time as management analyst with the federal government. So my time is very, very limited and very tough to kind of juggle, no question about it. But I had the goal. I wanted to make $1,000 a month, just above the amount I needed to put into my retirement so I could have a little fluff in my paycheck and just kind of not feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck and kind of bound to that. So my first month, I was so ecstatic. I made $2,300 or $2,400 in my first 3 weeks with Pampered Chef. And I'm like, dang. She said, this is a good time to start. She was not kidding. And I really did not think it was a good time to start because, any month is a good month, but truly she was not joking. So I decided, okay, you know what? I know that directorship is something that I'd like to get like maybe 4 or 5 months down the road. And this was like my 4th week with Pampered Chef. And she's like, with all the parties that you had, and at that point, I probably had about 20 to 25 in the month of May. She's like, you are going to recruit like crazy. So I recruited 10 people in May and became a director on June 1st. Once I became a director, it immediately flipped in my mind. You know what? Earning the trips at the director level is much easier. It really wasn't on my radar in April, and it really wasn't on my radar in May. But in June, all of a sudden, I'm thinking, wow, look how much I've sold. Look how many points that I have. I opened up the travel incentive, looked at the calculator, and then started to make a plan. So I wrote down how many points that I had, deducted it off the points that I needed, because I was really just thinking, okay, if I can get to Florida, hey, that's pretty good for being with Pampered Chef only 6 months. And then June went by and I'm like, holy smokes, I'm halfway to level 2 or level 1 of the top trip. And I thought, okay, this is it. So every month I would kind of recalculate, seeing where I am, see how many points, see how many, of the recruits get qualified and so on and so forth. And then before I knew it, it was just a rolling kind of snowball, and all the work that I had done kind of in those months of May and June were now starting to trickle down, and I was then getting the results from that work. And that's how it's kind of continued on ever since then. So I really set out to make it my goal. And then I realized, you know what, I'm going to have to just shoot for this whole entire shebang and hit the top trip. And that's what I used to do all the time when I was a consultant before. So it was a really familiar place, but an incredible feeling to think, holy smokes, I really didn't make a decision to earn this chip until June. And then I ended up earning it, I want to say, in October. And then I earned level 2 in November. So I ended up earning the top level, like Stacy mentioned, promoted to senior director. And I got to tell you, things happen with Pampered Chef in just a few short months. So for those of you that are directors on the call right now, you should really be looking at every single new consultant as, I need to share about the business. I need to share with them about the fast track director. You know, I heard this analogy that says Pampered Chef holds aside $3,000 for every new consultant that joins. And that money is on the table for you. Stacey, you may have said that. That money is on the table for you. And if you don't earn it, the money just goes back into the shuffle. So why leave anything on the table? If you didn't earn fast track director, it doesn't mean that your consultants can. As a matter of fact, that should be your mission, to kind of make up the fact that you didn't get it, but I'm going to make sure that none of my consultants miss it. So one of the last things that I would encourage you to do is really sit down, look at your numbers, see what your average is, see how many people are in the party, how many orders it took to get that average, and then work on your host coaching, because ultimately, if you can get your parties higher, that means you're going to earn it quicker. And I would say, try to do as much as you can on the first quarter of the year. And then it really allows you to say, okay, this is the pace I need to stick with, or I can go a different pace because I worked really hard in the forefront. So one of the things that I'm very, very passionate about is self-help and inspiring other people. You know, the motivation has to come from those people, but I love to be able to think that, you know, I could inspire somebody, but I have a lot of people that inspire me. And one of them, I'm going to read this quick quote to you, because to me, it was just simple, but profound. And for those of you that are Steeler fans, any Steeler fans? Sorry if you're Ravens. Mike Tomlinson, he's the coach of the Steelers. And he had this great quote. He was talking to a bunch of inner city kids that needed, you know, a lot of support. And he said, it's not what you're capable of, it's what you are willing to do. He knows plenty of people that are capable, but he knows fewer people who are willing. Will is a powerful thing. So you must ask yourself, what are you willing to do to earn this trip?
That's awesome. What a great closing line. I'm actually like sending it to myself in email right now. So thank you for sharing that. Congratulations, Lorraine, on all of your success. And to your team as you move to executive team, because I know you guys have that goal set as well.
All right. Thank you, Lorraine. So I'm going to go ahead and take it over here and talk to you guys about some ideas you can use to maximize the double dipping in December. As Stacey said, you know, people think that when the shipping cutoff comes along, that it's time to stop working. And if you were a hotel owner, would you shut your doors when you be open all month? Christmas time, it wouldn't matter that Christmas is on the 25th, or maybe there's a deal that ends, you know, on rooms and the ability to check out, whatever, right? So basically, there's a lot of business out there. I'm going to give you a couple ideas. First of all, from some directors on here that have heard these already, I apologize, but many of you have not. Number one, customer connection emails are your friend. I know that we think in the age of like technology that email is dead, and I can't tell you how wrong and backwards that is, especially in the past handful of weeks. I have sold so much just sending out a barrage of emails to people. I sent an email to past customer care email to past hosts that did not have 650 parties when the air fryer was only available to people with 650 parties. I offered a discount. You don't have to do that, but I had some people that just purchased it right out because they wanted it and couldn't get it. And then for some that were like hesitant about it, I offered a deal, so you can kind of do whatever you want with that. You could, sending out customer connection emails, reminding people we still have amazing products is a great idea. If you don't know how to do that, please reach out to your director or recruiter, because they should know and be able to explain that to you. Super easy. And also considered 15-minute advertising, 15-minute Zoom parties. The cooking party experience that kind of went away, you know, has gone by the wayside in the midst of all things virtual. People are experiencing extreme cooking fatigue right now in terms of not knowing what to make. And so you could offer a 15-minute Zoom, which is like healthy in a hurry to get ready for the new year, or, you know, you could do 3 different dips for the New Year's, because people aren't gathering in groups probably, but they are getting together with their immediate family that might live in their like house, like husband, child, they all have to eat, right? So you could literally do 3 dips in 15 minutes. You could do there's one for the quick cooker, most of you probably have that takes 6 minutes. You could literally pour the raspberry habanero sauce on top of a block of cream cheese, appetizer number 2. It's super easy, and those are all products that are available, right? You want to use products that are available. And the 15-minute kind of Zoom experience, people love participating in like a pilot party. So, and honestly, people are in need of connection right now. And let's face it, I know many of you probably heard this. Many are saying, oh my gosh, I've been to so many Pampered Chef virtual parties over the past 6 or 7 months, right? Of course, you want to work to overcome that objection. And the way to do that is to say, oh my gosh, well, I have a totally new, amazing 15-minute da-da-da-da-da. It's also good to combat people who say, I'm so busy, blah, 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 right? 15 minutes is not a 6-day party. It's not an 8-day party. It's not even a 3-day party, right? So super easy to do. It would be just like a cooking party in that you introduce yourself, your why for doing this, you thank the person that's the host, you go into the 3 recipes, you can Julia Child style it so that you basically have everything already made and all the stuff is already in the products like prepped. That way it's super fast. You end with information about how they can host their own Zoom party or regular party. And then you close, of course, with offering our amazing business opportunity. You could use something called Linktree to put, well, if you're doing just one host, you would just send out the link itself for the hosts so they can shop to support them. You could do multiple 15-minute Zoom parties all in one Zoom for one night, where you can use something called Linktree, which is a website where you could embed different host links on a URL page that basically you click a button and it says shop with Stacey Itzel, shop with Lisa B, shop with Cindy Slattery, and then that way everybody's shopping with the right people, and you can do it all in 15 minutes, one shot, and not have to do multiple events. Another thing you can do is work with other consultants to do a mega party after the after Christmas comes and goes. You could do a 3-day mega party. I said this earlier. I have shared on Director Success, which is a page for directors, a shell outline of a mega party template with Post My Party. I also have a recording going over some of these ideas. I will share both of them in the Superstars page so that you have them. A mega party is like a big block party. You may have heard of those, but it's without any hosts. So basically, you work to get people into a big group, and you can partner with other consultants and basically run a 3-day mega party where you're showing off. If you're going to do something for New Year's, you can show off appetizers, side dishes, or desserts, or you could do something about the new year and healthy in a hurry and new year, new you, all those things. There are all different kinds of ideas out there, but it's a great way to engage people after that holiday. You could also just do a customer appreciation party where you literally send a customer connection email out with a link to a Facebook group to do your own kind of special mystery host party where basically in the end, there's one person that purchases that wins all of the free and discounted product. And typically when I've done it, I called an after Christmas sale. It was like one day, and I would basically I would offer certain discounts based on the amount they spent. So if they spend $100, I would knock off 5%. If they spend $200, I would knock off 10%. You could scale it however you want, but in my opinion, I will spend a little money to make a lot more money. So, and at the end of the day, you're having happy customers that are getting products that they love at a discount. So you're adding customer service, added value to their experience with you, and that way they'll likely come back. I like to look at it like the Pampered Chef life cycle, right? You have somebody who is a happy customer of yours. Then if they don't decide to host in that moment, they're satisfied with you, so that then they go to the next level and say, oh, maybe I should host with Lisa because she's super fun and she gives me great deals. And then, oh, wait a minute, I don't want the fun with Lisa to end, so I better join your team. And then they come full circle, they're on your team, and everybody is happy and making money, right? So those are my tips. We will have time for Q&A at the very end. If you have any questions, reach out to your director. We don't know what we don't know. So if you want to go for another level of free-for-all, right, don't forget about that. This is the month, and if you're close, we can help you get there, but we don't know what you want to accomplish if you don't tell us. If you don't tell your upline leader, right? Okay, so now you're going to hear from another awesome person regarding her journey with Pampered Chef and her success. New advanced director, Lisa Bongerio, super pumped. Just a couple thoughts on her. Guys, she earned level 2 elite. Level 2 elite. This is the first time, I believe, she earned the level 2 elite trip, correct? Yes. Yeah. She has over $288,000 in career sales, and she's been with us since 2018. So think about those dollars and cents, okay? And she has an $840 show average. So this girl is killing it. I'm gonna toss it over to her, and I always love to hear from you, Lisa. So.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I am going to try to keep this to 5 or 6 minutes because I don't want to talk your ear off. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I am Lisa Bonagari. I go by Lisa B or B, depending on who's talking to me. And I just became advanced director, which is super exciting because when I joined almost 3 years ago, I had just wanted to make, whoever said it earlier, $500. That was my goal. So I love it. I have 2 grown sons. My oldest son is 29 and he's a Marine and active duty. And I have another son who is a musician. So I'm basically an empty nester is where I'm going. I'm kind of in that song Landslide. If you guys know that one, that's kind of my life right now. Just lost my mom. My dad died a couple years ago. And so, yeah, I'm kind of in this 2020 has been an interesting year for everybody, but I feel like on top of me lately in especially the last 6 or 7 months, it's just been a lot going on. And I cannot tell you, and I don't want to I'm trying not to get emotional, but Pampered Chef has saved me because it's given me purpose because right now schools are closed. So I only go like once a week because you can't check out books from home, right? So, and I work in the library. So Pampered Chef has saved me. It's kept me with a purpose. While my mom was in hospice, I was still doing it. When I was sitting with her the last month, I was still running my parties. It just gave me a focus to kind of work on. And I want to tell you that my why is so big. Like, if you don't know what your why is, to me, that would be the first thing that I would do is figure out why are you doing Pampered Chef? What is your why? So for me, I never want to wait tables ever again as a second job. I never want to be on my feet. I don't want to be away from my family for 10 hours on a Saturday like I did 10 years up until I joined Pampered Chef. That was my number one goal, was not to wait tables. So my why is huge. So when I think about what I want to do to be creative with my business, and it's my business. I tried to think about what I would do during COVID, during the year. And most of the time, I just wanted to bring a positive, fun experience to everybody who is either hosting or on my business page. And make it a positive so they enjoyed Pampered Chef because I love it. I love Pampered Chef. I love the products. I love the cooking. I like the recipes. I love the friends I've made. So it's easy for me to be in the depths of just the love for it. I try to stay positive. Even if we were out of stuff and certain things were gone, like the stoneware, or when shipping was bad, I never, ever let that. I always pretended and acted like everything was good to my customers on social media. I wasn't like, dang, Pampered Chef on all those Facebook sites you're on. I never went on there and was like, I can't believe this Pampered Chef, they can't ship stuff. Everybody's having it. I mean, it's still going on, and our stuff is shipping really fast now. So I just try to keep it as positive as I can. Me earning the trip this year, my points for sales were, I just looked it up, was 149,870 just on sales. So that was huge to me. I mean, I did recruit, but that wasn't my forte. My sales got me the trip. So it was 149,870,000. I think it's 160,000, Steve. Right. So
it's 150. So you almost did all of it with sales.
My sales got me the trip. I try to be really creative. I will say right now, especially social media presence is really important because we aren't going into homes. Are you wearing your Pampered Chef shirt? I don't know if you can see it. Are you wearing your Pampered Chef clothing when you go out? are you on social media? I just joined TikTok like a month ago, and I'm still working on it. I'm trying to figure out what gets people's attentions. I've been doing crazy videos. I was on there cooking. If you've not been on TikTok, they show some 1-minute recipes that will blow your mind that they're showing in a minute, and I'm trying to figure out how to recreate that. I'm on Instagram. I post stuff on Instagram. I'm on my business page every day. I post a raffle, a recipe, a tip, thank yous, information. I will tell you that if you are looking to up your sales, you want to invite everybody to your business page. I think I have like 1,100 followers right now. I just keep adding more people, and I get other people to share my business page, and I'll do a raffle. If you share it and take a picture, you screenshot it and post it, you'll be in a raffle. They'll do anything. So I keep my business page alive. I tell my team all the time to post every day. It doesn't take but 10 seconds to post a question. Do you like white lights or do you like colored lights on your tree? When things are out, like what's out right now, stoneware's out, or maybe the can opener's out, don't concentrate on those things. Like the catalog is huge, right? So concentrate. Steve showed the salad choppers the other day. We have the salad choppers. He doesn't use it to sell salad. He uses it to chop up chicken. So he was showing that. I'll get on there and show the manual food processor. It's tailgate season, and even though people aren't really going to the games, people are eating outside. How do you make quick salsa if you're sitting outside pretending you're tailgating? Use the manual food processor. Concentrate on other products that will get people's attention. And the other thing is I would say your why is your number one that will drive you. 2 is your referrals. So people, does everybody on your Facebook and in your world that you travel and when you work, do they know that you're a Pampered Chef consultant? Do they know? If somebody asks one of your Facebook friends, somebody you don't see regularly, but is on your Facebook, if they say, does anybody know a Pampered Chef consultant? Are you going to have your name listed below in the comments? Because if that's not what's happening, then you have to fix that. Everybody should know. Everybody knows Lisa B is a Pampered Chef consultant. And that's why if somebody says, I'm looking for a Pampered Chef consultant, I will go back on that person's Facebook and I swear I see my name 5 or 6 times because people know. And the other thing is booking parties. And right now, be creative. And they're right. Right now is not the time to give up. I keep trying to think, what can I do to keep my business alive? Because nobody's booking right now, but what else can I do? So I did the fundraiser, $20 for the egg cooker, and I'll bag it up. I sold $200 worth of the egg cookers, and I just bagged them up in a gift bag, and I'm dropping them off Friday at the local hospital. Added on $200 to 12 days of Christmas party I had, which is amazing, right? I do drawings, and you earn free stuff, right? So if you have some doubles, then now I'm putting everything in a bag and I'm going to raffle that off, winner take all, if anybody shops from me from tomorrow until January 1st. And I'll raffle the extra stuff off, because when you get new stuff, I don't have any place to put it all. So those are just a couple of ideas. Everybody's shopping online right now. I'm shopping. I shop all the time. Bags and boxes come here every day. Let's see. Oh, and today I just want to let you know, our washer and dryer went up, and we went to Lowe's yesterday, and I bought my dream front loader combo washer and dryer with the money, and told my hubby that he didn't have to pay anything. And they were like, oh, normally we don't pay for the hookup because we're going to struggle and hook it up ourselves to save the 100. I said, oh no, I want it hooked up. I want all the old stuff taken out. I want it all done. So, and this is coming from somebody who used to wash their laundry in the bathtub when their kids were little. So I just want to let you guys know you can do this. You can go on the trip. I am super excited to go put myself on the beach. And I hope I didn't keep you too long. I was trying to keep it under 5 minutes, but I think I went 7. So thank you guys so much. And Steve, you rock. And Stacy, thank you so much for having me.
Yay. Oh my gosh, I love it. And it's so funny because Lisa and I butted heads in the beginning, and now we're like this. So I love the friendships that come from all of this too. So awesome. Okay, so with that, I just want to, we have a couple minutes for like a couple minutes for questions. Does anybody have any questions? Type it in the chat or unmute. And then we will wrap it up. Nobody? Everybody's ready to go? Nobody? No.
Hey, Steve, this is Christina Bianco.
Hey.
Hi. So this question is for Lisa. I just want to make sure I understood you because maybe clarification is what I'm looking for.
That's all right.
And so you said you do a raffle of your products that are left over, and I finally am at that status where I'm getting doubles of stuff, which is awesome. When you say you have people place orders, is that technically allowed, or how do you word it so that you're not saying pay to play? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do, like anybody who places an order, I put their name on a wheel, or even if they just, the last time I did it, it was anybody that asked a question, anybody that placed an order, it was anything that I put them on the spinning wheel, and they won 12 days. I did 12 days. I probably sent out 20 packages, and it was yeah, it wasn't all the people that won were not people that bought. There were people that were on there for a party that, you know, they had booked a party. I had all kinds of, there were tons of ways to participate in the drawing.
Cool. It was just getting the participation. Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
No, it's okay. I was trying to keep it under time because I didn't want Steve to give me a hard time that I ran 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Who else? Anybody else? No? Okay, well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Just to kind of wrap things up, you guys got a lot of information tonight. You heard a lot of inspiration tonight, inspiration. And so I guess my challenge to you would be, go forth and take what you learned and glean from this and actually apply it, right? We can give you all of the resources. We can set up a call like this and get some awesome speakers and give you ideas. But if you don't take action and use the information, because knowledge is power, right? Then why were you here tonight, right? Why? I'm also going to keep it 100 with you guys, right? So I would go ahead and just go forth into the rest of this month, knowing that there is business out there, but unless you seek it out, it's not going to fall in your lap. Okay, in addition to parties after the Christmas, after Christmas comes and goes, people are partying on those times, but if they don't know what you have in your toolkit that might be different and new, they're going to think it's just the same as usual, and they're not going to come to you and ask for a party. Okay, Stacey, you want to say anything else?
Nope, that's it. Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll see you in Puerto Rico.
Merry Christmas.